And joining us for more on this is a global affairs analyst, Nweke. Good to have you join us, Collins, this hour. Now,
thank you very much for having me.
This is a rather serious development, but when you look at the fact that tensions between South Korea and North Korea started after World War II, which also led to the Korean War, and then this liaison office was established in 2018 as a sign of improvement of relations between both countries. What do you make of this latest situation?
It was good you mentioned the fact that the issue started in after the Second World War. If we bring it a little bit further, we will see that although in 1953, it was said that the war had ended, but you couldn't, justifiably say that it was fully over because there was actually no peace accord. So you see, even though there was, an end to the war, technically it hadn't quite ended. Now, the significance of Kaesong, this zone, this industrial zone that was bombed, is because it stood symbol of cooperation between the two Koreas, North and South, but also, one could look at it as, something that is bringing some ray of hope between the two countries, because when there is inter-Korea, relations, when they are beginning to talk, it shows that there is hope, that things were going to get better. Now, bombing it actually means that everything is threatened. It looks like, the whole peace talk is collapsing, and the prospect of peace actually being dashed. But of course, it depends on how it is managed going forward.
All right, let's bring in a security expert, Dr. Kachi Ononuju. Dr. Kachi, let's also get your thoughts on this latest tension between the two Koreans.
Thank you very much. I think this North Koreans simply are saying that since the South Koreans will not be able to rein in the defectors they have, allowing them to taunt the North Koreans with the balloons which triggered this particular action, simply shows that the South Koreans cannot be trusted. And there's no way for them to show this than the blowing up that particular symbol of cooperation. But then if you look at it, they had given signs before. Kaesong didn't start today to suffer. From the time when the Americans were not able to come well in what they were thinking about, the North Koreans did exactly what they have done. So these are simply follow-up actions that I would say are expected. Nobody's very surprised. So right now, the South Koreans will know, and the American allies they have, that North Korea is not taking any of them seriously. North Korea has ended its cooperation of peace. North Korea believes that the partners cannot be trusted, and so in breaking away those things, this is what you've seen.
All right, so let me come to you, Collins and Nweke. This latest development is coming on the heels of the fact that several defector-led groups have been sending leaflets to over the border to North Koreans, and these leaflets contain propaganda. Well, according to North Korean authorities, that it contains propaganda against the government there. Now, is this a genuine concern, or is this just another opportunity or excuse to manufacture crisis amid the stalled denuclearization talks?
There are very strong indications that this is just another excuse by North Korea to anchor the actions that they have taken. Now, is it a major concern? Of course it is a major concern. It is a major concern because the defectors to South Korea are constituting very disturbing nuisance to, North Korea with those leaflets, anti-government propaganda that they are sending out. As you know, it is a very, very secretive government that holds the people, their citizens, very, very tightly. They do not want to give information, and nobody can, so much as say anything against the government. So yes, those, propaganda that they are sending by way of balloon are worrying. They are worrisome. But they could have dealt with them in other ways rather than using that as an excuse to actually blow up a symbol of inter-Korean conversation, inter-Korean dialogue and cooperation. So you need to, look at the relation between the cause and the effect, the action taken and all of that. There are also other schools of thought, other, reasons that they may have done what they did. Take, for example, the issue of, creating leverage for further talks. Because right now, you see that the economy of North Korea is crippling, both as a consequence of the economic sanction by the United Nations and the US, but also, and quite importantly, the devastation brought about by COVID-19, which we understand have actually been devastating the rural parts of North Korea. So somehow, this is one of the ways of distracting attention from the fact that their leader has not managed to, bring economic prosperity to the people, and they want to divert the attention by bombing this place. So it could be one of the explanations, But so I do not believe, personally, that indeed the balloons that they are sending is actually a major reason for doing what they did. There are other things behind it, in my opinion.
So let me come to Dr. Kash, because we know that 2 years ago, the U.S. President Donald Trump met with Kim Jong-un, who is the leader of North Korea. But ever since that negotiation to end the missile program by North Korea has made little or no progress. So who can step in now to facilitate some level of return to negotiations or talks between both countries?
I think in the same manner that the earlier periods of detent and retrenchment occurred, you need to find such things that will get the North Koreans to trust the partners that they are talking to. They started showing this the minute that talk with President Trump failed. They stopped the corporations, and then the balloons came now, and they blew up the property of joint corporation. So it simply shows that they believe that the partners they have, because they don't see the US alone, they see the South Korean government and the US as a single package. Those partners are not reliable in terms of peace. So the building in Kaesong simply represents the local leg of that approach between their former enemies and them. I think whatever it is that will bring North Korea to trust that any move towards peace is desirable would be a very, very tough one. I don't know what could bring them back. I do not know what the US could do or what South Korea would do, but you need a strong action of faith to actually get North Korea to trust that anything can be hard in the relationship or cooperation with South Korea and the United States.
Security expert Dr. Kachi, Ononuju, and global affairs analyst Nweke, many thanks to both of you for talking to TVC News.